Hi guys, my name is Maddie and I am one of the recruitment consultants at Atlas Partners. Today I'm joined by Jesse. Jesse is the Head of Finance at the Australian Financial Complaints Authority. Thanks for joining us today, Jesse. And I guess to get started, we'll jump right into it. What's it like working at the Australian Financial Complaints Authority?
Thanks for having me, Maddie. The Australian Financial Complaints Authority is probably unlike any place I've actually ever worked before. Culture is amazing. Everyone really looks out for each other and wants to actually help each other. As a full-purpose business, I think you kind of have to almost implicitly expect that.
Yeah.
But yeah, great culture, and yeah, I enjoy going to work every day.
Beautiful, that's great. And I guess prior to your role at AFCA, tell me a little bit about your career and journey to date.
I started my career in chartered, like most people. I came in as a graduate at Deloitte, cut my teeth at, did my CA, and after 3 years I decided I wanted to do something different. I actually started in the Sydney practice as well and moved down to Melbourne, and it was probably at that juncture that I ventured out to industry and started out at Mandalena, which is quite an interesting jump from practice to industry, because you go from practice to big ASX company. But I really enjoyed that transition. I learned a lot in those first 2 years out of industry, not just about myself, but also about where I wanted to go in my career. And then, through a few other roles, I've now find myself as the head of finance here at the Australian Financial Complaints Authority, and really enjoying what I'm doing, and enjoying that the couple that I made the right decision to go from.
The transition, yeah. And how did you find that transition from public practice across to your first industry move? Obviously, you learnt a lot. Fair, but any challenges or any advice to people that are recently qualified in practice wanting to move across into industry?
I think the thing that helped me transition from practice to industry was the finance director that I was working with at Lendlease was also calling a fan, so it helped. But all jokes aside, he also had that chartered background as well. So also had that understanding of when you go from practice to industry, there is this shift, on a better word. You're coming from a very sheltered, structured environment in practice to, I wouldn't say you don't have the same structure and environment in industry, but it's a little bit different. And there is almost a little bit of an onus on the individual, should I say, to kind of seek those things out. And it's a different learning experience. So I had a very good experience in that, he knew what that would look like, particularly for someone coming out of first time practice. So I got a lot of coaching. Best advice I was given is they'll bust.
Yeah.
And that was just on the premise of if you don't know something, give it a go. Get as much feedback as you can as early as possible. And I think that helped me through that transition, just to understand that you're not going to know everything as soon as you jump out of industry. You don't know what the experience is going to be like, but just give it a go.
Yes, of course. And outside of him, is there anyone else to sort of credit having a strong impact on your career?
Before I actually started at Deloitte, I worked as a bookkeeper.
Yep.
In a smaller company, and the financial controller at the time is actually still my mentor to this day. So this is back maybe 15 years.
Yeah.
We still talk. We engage regularly. We're still meeting her today. Actually, she's now also CFO for a company here in Melbourne too. And we talk regularly. And the surprising thing is, one of the things she actually said to me when I was actually moving into industry was very similar, fail fast.
Yeah.
And that was poignant at that time in my career, but over my career, that advice and those conversations have changed as well, from again failing fast to how do you manage your teams, how do you deal with this certain situation, all the way through to leadership. And it's been very pivotal for me in my career journey to have those conversations, because it can either reaffirm what you're thinking, but also challenge your thinking as well. So I credit her specifically, because she's seen my journey.
The whole journey.
From first start to where I am now. So yeah, it's good to have someone as a sounding board to
Yeah.
go through.
And on that note, what sort of advice would you give, or tips to someone that is seeking a mentor or looking at finding a mentor?
I think the most important thing with finding a mentor is, I think, finding first of all someone that you actually gravitate to,
Yep.
and you feel you can actually build a rapport with, because mentoring relationships, it's two ways. You as the mentee to the mentor,
Yeah.
you both got to get value out of that relationship. Me and my mentors, one of the things that we generally have is that relationship. My lend lease broker, I still keep in contact with them. We still talk about footy, but we also talk about work aspects. He is completely different from me in terms of his ways of thinking, but that's also what works for us. Is I use and we have those conversations so I can challenge my way of thinking. Whereas my other mentor that's known me for 15 years, we're very similar in terms of our way of thinking and the way we approach things, and that's also good as well. But having that variety, I've found, has also helped me develop as a leader. So I'm not constantly bogged down in my ways of working. I can see things from a broader picture as well.
Beautiful. So having multiple mentors, like you said, one sort of challenging you, one thinks like you, but also provides benefit, you see as a great sort of way to go about finding a mentor, and not just finding one, I guess, having multiple. That's really cool.
I wouldn't suggest going...
No, not crazy. No, but one or two, obviously, they've had a huge impact. I mean, it was from your bookkeeping role all the way to now head of finance. So amazing journey, interesting one for sure, out of Deloitte into industry successfully, I should say. So well done. But thanks for joining me today, Jesse, and just telling us a little bit about your career pathway. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.